Love is never as it should be. Is that correct? Let's find out. The perception that love is never as nice as it should be, and the various factors, including, say, unrealistic expectations and challenges and personal insecurities, going to look at it all right now. The reality is, let's look at it from this point of view. We have had television. We have had internet now. We have lots and lots of things being pushed at us. We have streaming devices. We have Disney. We have Paramount. We have Netflix. We have all these different things. And that's a wonderful thing. But, and I could go on, but the reality is, are they real? Well, no, they're acted. They're written. That's fundamentally the first thing. There's somebody's imagination. Imagine if this happened in a relationship, but yeah, it didn't. So how many true stories? Think about all of those different providers of media and break it down in two words. What is the actual true story here? Who actually kissed who first? What way did they ask them out? How long did they last in the relationship? If we know of this, and if we just rip away all the other stuff and just put it into the junk basket, we see the truth of human love. Now, that's not to say that the writers, who I totally respect, haven't got their own parts. In fact, when we think about writing, they often say, write what you know, right? So if you write what you know, that person intimately might be sharing little tidbits of secrets from their own love life, from their own failures, from their own successes. And that's a wonderful thing. So maybe if we kind of sprinkle it in with drama, we'll get people to watch a little bit longer. And if that's the way it goes, maybe it's not so bad. Maybe the truth isn't too bad after all. But if you have unrealistic expectations coming from all the written dramas out there, the rom-coms, then you'll never find what love is. And it's never going to be as it should be. And truly what you want to find is, what is the essence of love for you? What is going to keep you with that other person, if indeed they exist? If they don't exist, well, then you're going to have to find somebody that feels the same way about love itself. Because what is love? After all, there is no predefined definition, universally accepted. I mean, isn't love part of many, many religions? Yeah, and we have many, many religions, and a lot of them bump off each other, and it's not very healthy to do that. Yet, love is a central axis to many of them. So it's a curious phenomenon. But if you have unrealistic expectations set on, say, religion, away from movies, set on a set of rules that are etched into stone or wherever else, is that realistic to kind of expect somebody to be perfect in that way? Maybe love has a way of us grasping the other person and seeing their capabilities, seeing their potential, seeing that, okay, they may have made mistakes, so we need to roll back on that. We may need to revisit that. We may need to sit them down and go, well, hold on, why should I sit them down? Who is perfect? Nobody. I'm not perfect. So maybe we just let those things lie from yesteryear. Or maybe that's what's causing the problem in the first place, a lack of communication. If we have a lack of communication, surely then there's going to be problems going forward. After all, if we wipe things under the carpet, they're going to make sure that the carpet ripples eventually, and suddenly we'll trip on it. And that's not going to be a good thing. So the things that are unsaid are not communicated, but yet communication in many ways, in the majority of ways, is not written. It's not actually spoken. It's body language. And if it's body language, what truly are they saying? If I don't understand body language, am I supposed to before I enter into a relationship? So do I need to get a degree in this? And even if I do have that, why does the other person not have that degree? Why don't we have expertise? Why don't we have classes before all of this? Because we all want love, but we don't know what love is. These are the questions more than answers. But the answers is that love is something we all want. After all, our parents gave us some form of love. And so in being a loving human, we know that we need to go out there and continue this love. Unfortunately, our parents grow older and therefore they pass. And generally we survive. So then we're alone, but no man is an island. So how could that be too? Conundrum and conundrum. Yet people also have commitment issues. Commitment issues can come from that loving relationship. Guess what? With your parent in the first place. Because they weren't really committed to you. You just happened to come along after a night of fun or something like that. And yet you are special and unique. So how do you love in the future if you don't know what it is in the first place? Well, you can certainly improve by avoiding conflict and differences. After all, we are not supposed to be attracted to those that are opposite to us, but we are. But yet, when we go to the nitty gritty of it and the conflicts and differences that might be there, all relationship experiences disagreements. We can't avoid it. We try to, but the reality is dealing with these challenges or opinions of another and respecting them can be very difficult if we have a totally opposite feeling on things. And our lifestyle might be different. Before I met a certain person, I used to do so much exercise, and now I'm lazy because they feed me. Well, they feed you because they love you. They want you to be nourished, but you don't have time to go and party all the time after having the exercise and just living like a bachelor. Pity you, but that's love, isn't it? But why should it not be good? Well, it could be good if we don't have insecurities, because if we have personal insecurities where individuals may bring these to the table and they have unresolved issues impacting their ability to fully embrace their own love for themselves, because surely you have to self-love in order to thrive before you're actually with somebody. So the insecurity that is with this personal insecurity is manifested maybe as jealousy or mistrust or even fear or vulnerability. Because if you do not trust the next person and you're basing it off a previous relationship, is that fair on the next person? Should that person stay around? How long should they stay around? After all, if they feel that you ain't trusting them and you're in the car beside them and they feel like it's a driver's test because you're writing everything down or texting to yourself, whatever paranoia is happening, this is a new person. So should we actually be in the frame with this? Should we stay? For what do we want this for? After all, it's a relationship. Guess what? There's millions of people on the world online that want relationships, so let's just go and get another. Surely we can make them more loving and less jealous. But then there's external stressors too, because it's not as simple as that. Because things like the finances and the dictation of who gets what house or where we live, the location, if they're from a different part of the world, if we do use that online thing, well then we're in difficulty because we're never going to make the other person happy. They want their life beforehand, all the goods from it, and throw out the bads, and then bring all the goods from this new relationship. So that means they want you to live what they want, but they're too nice and loving to tell you that. Why? Because they want a relationship that works. So are they honestly communicating to you? Perhaps not. But then how is honesty so important? Because we want truth. Is love not truth? If we look at all the religious aspects of things, the wise people say it is. And we're expecting love to solve problems. But that's a conundrum in itself, because love is not known what it is. If we don't know what it is, how can we make a chemical compound of it and make the magic tablet for everything to work? Well, it doesn't, because we can love, but we can still feel the pressures. Love is not a magic pill. Life's challenges and personal issues will be there. We're trying to fill emotional voids in other parts of our life. It could be with a brother, sister, a parent, or some unresolved issue. But we're not going to get that solution out of one thing called love. At the end of the day, there could be a lack of emotional connection. And that connection can be what's binding us together or bound us together in the first place. There could have been just that look in the eyes and that smile and smirk, and before you know it, boom, the crescendo of magic happened, and you decided, I trust that person, I'm open and ready for a relationship. They are too, they've said it, and yeah, they might be. But relationship is a big word, so we're not even going to go there. But certainly you need to have friendship in the middle of it all, because if you don't, how can it be sustained? After all, friendship, relationship, whatever you want to call it, it has that specific thing called respect ingrained within it. And if you do not respect that person, you're actually lacking that emotional connection or drive towards it, because without this strong emotional connection, you cannot fulfill what love must be. So I'm breaking the ingredients down for love. And if we don't do that, then we're taking love for granted. By doing that, we're missing out on the loving moments, the ones that are going to be welded into our memories for years to come. When we look back and we look and see what we've lost, if that other person goes away or departs, well then we don't know what it is until we've lost it. Wasn't there a song about that? Certainly there was a great writer or two that's been inspired by that. But that's bringing us back to the movies again. And that's the circle of love, the circle of life, how we recreate and we keep on going. All of these together certainly are the reproduction of love, if not ever else. There definitely is love in the year, once a year on St. Valentine's Day. And the thing about it is, if there isn't love in the year, it's in the breath of ourselves, how we think, because it goes back to how we were made in the first place. We were made from love, well, most of us. And if that is the case, surely we want the best for ourselves in the future. It's all a conundrum, lots of questions, more answers coming. Yes, there are. If you go out there and find that love for yourself, that is the best answer you could get. Until next time, thank you for watching. Please do watch more.